Welcome to my yoga channel. Thank you for being here with me. This series of Yoga Academy is designed for beginners or people who want to learn yoga in depth. Today we will focus on transitions in yoga, checking on Vinyasa flow and transitions from down dog to warrior 1, 2 and 3 and side angle. Let's dive into it. Hi guys, this is Toma, and today we're starting our Yoga Academy for beginners, where we're gonna learn the foundations. As a yoga teacher and a former professional runner, I know how important to know the base, understand the key alignments and some small things, and those tips, right, to dive deeper into the practice and feel much comfortable during the practice. So all you need for this series is your mat, some props. I will mention which props we will need for each one, and you can use a notebook. First 10 to 15 minutes we will focus on the theory, and of course it's going to combine with the practice, so I will show you, explain, so you can make some notes, and then we will go into the flow where we'll implement those knowledge, and the yoga flow will be less about instructions but more about the feelings during the practice. I want you to understand that it's your yoga practice, not mine. I'm here to just give you a direction, but it's absolutely about your feelings, about your body and how you want to do it today. No rush. You can always pause the video, have a look once again, and then continue. Let's start. First, what we're gonna have a look at is a Vinyasa flow, the transition in Vinyasa flow. So between all the poses, we do this circle. Yeah, we go to downward dog, upward dog, chaturanga, and keep flowing. So first we'll have a look at these transitions, and then we will have a look the transitions between warrior 1, 2 and 3 and side angle. So what are the key things in each of the poses and how to move smoother during the flow. So let's get started. We're starting at the top of the mat. Spread your toes wide. So for most of the standing poses, the foundation is the base. So distribute the weight evenly, roll your shoulders back, tailbone in, stay here. Few breaths here we're doing, and then we're starting. Inhale, hands up, look up, elongating the spine here. Yeah, you want to prepare your body for the flow. We're staying here. Then you can keep the legs straight or slightly bend them. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway up, straight legs and straight spine, and stepping back into the plank. Yeah, you want to distribute the weight evenly, spread the toes and fingers wide so heels are in line with the toes. Tuck your belly in, engaging of the core, shoulders not here, press them away, and then choose the option. Either you going on your knees and then coming into upward dog. Inhale, lift your knees here, or you can do the cobra and then pressing back into the downward dog. When we are in a downward dog, so we want to elongate the spine first. So feel free to bend the knees and place your belly onto your thighs and just straightening the spine. If you want to go further, you straighten the legs and you are staying here. For the first couple of downward dogs, you are welcome to move from side to side, walk on the spot to warm up your hamstrings, this muscle, yeah, that might feel pretty tight. Then we moving slowly into our plank, so you can round the spine and move slowly. And then also two options here. Either you go into full chaturanga, or first you place your knees and your chin and chest to the mat, and then slide up in an upward dog, lifting your knees up, or you stay here in a cobra. And full variation is you going into the chaturanga. So for chaturanga, you want to keep your elbows and your elbows closer to your body. So the elbows are not there, but here, yeah? You're moving in the chaturanga, so engaging your rhomboids, your scapulas moving together, and you pressing away from the mat. So let's try it. Have a look first. So you're here, and on your exhalation, start bending the elbows, staying here, and then look at the toes. So you're here, and then you flip them and raising up. So here you want to elongate. So what you want to do with the toes, you straightening the body, elongating, giving more space, and going up, yeah? So your spine, your lower back is not stuck here, so your vertebrae are in one nice line, slightly bended, right, in that direction, but like in a curl, but it helps us to elongate and straighten the spine, giving the nice stretch, also for the front side of the body. And from the upward dog, we're moving in downward dog back. So this is the transition between upward dog. So what you can do, if you're here, you can first stay on the tip of the toes and start raising up and stay here. If it's too painful, start changing the foot one by one, or you can already change here if it's easier and already come into a downward dog. Yeah. One tip that I always suggest to do my students is when you're coming from the plank and downward dog, distance is a bit longer. So when you're here, so it feels like too long, you can step one step to the front and make it shorter, or adjust the position of the hands, so to find that perfect downward dog position, not too long, not too short for your body. And then we want to have a rest here before we go into different poses in our flow. So when we are flowing, each pose itself is very important. So let's have some tips, like that one with the toes, curling them or not, for these smoother transitions. Also, like the transition between your forward fold, you're here, let's say at the bent knees, you can already start bending the knees more to get ready for the step back. Or if you're jumping, elongating to the maximum, and already also most of the jumping and transitions, it's loss of engagement of our core. So you're starting, pushing the legs back. So this is one option. You jump into the plank, or you jump right away into chaturanga, more advanced. Let's have a look. Engaging the core to the maximum, your shoulders away, engaging the shoulders, pushing with the hands away from the mat, and then already in chaturanga, and then upward dog, right? So make each pose perfect, and then practice the transitions. Choose which one works better for you. No rush with the jumps into chaturanga. First, you can easily use this one, jumping from the standing forward fold into plank. That's more than enough. Lots of engagement for your core when you push the legs away, stabilizing the whole body. Of course, your glutes and legs also working. Lots of engagement for our core. And our core works a lot for the next transition when we are in a downward dog and we're stepping, let's say, in a crescent lunge or a low lunge for next poses. So we're here. What we want to do is slightly round the spine, engage the core, So engagement of the core helps our leg to raise up to the chest, and then shift the weight, right? We're still here, and then make that step. This is lots of work. So that's why it's not only about flexibility, how flexible you are to make the step, but also how which muscles you use to make that step. Yeah, you're here. Option 2 is to go from the downward dog onto your knees in a tabletop position, and then again we're rounding. Look, if we keep the spine straight, it's gonna be hard to step between the hands. What we can do, round the spine, lift the knee up to your chest, and then making the step. As you see for me now, I need to stay on their fingers to give me extra, it gives me extra space, so I don't feel like I stuck here on my hips. So what we can do, stepping here. And now their super helpful tip is what you can do. Let's say you want to make a step with the right leg. You lift your right hand up, opening your chest, creating much more space, and then easily, sorry my flower, easily stepping into the low lunge, high lunge, whatever pose is coming. Yeah, have a look from this side. So your left leg wants to go to the front, lifting the arm up. You don't need to do the twist, just giving extra space and then easily making that step. Try it now, choose which option is better for you. It will save lots of your time during the transitions, and of course of your energy, because you will not need to think, oh, how do I step so fast? Because sometimes we're moving in the floor really, really fast, and this is where most of the frustrations comes to the new students. Like, this vinyasa, it's impossible, it's too hard. It's not too hard, you just need to be aware of what's happening in the flow and how to do each transition smoother, and how to do each pose perfectly, like know the alignment. So let's try it once again. We're in a downward dog. Choose your option, place the knees or step full. I will try the full one. So rounding the spine. At the same time, look what you're gonna do here. When you're in a downward dog, you lift your heels, adding your extra height, right? So you're not standing here and trying to step. No, lifting their heels, you're here, rounding the spine, and then stepping. If your step is short like mine right now, a little bit short, you can just step, adjust the position, step slightly to the front, or sometimes of a lack of flexibility, you can just help yourself with your hand. Have a look. You just lift your foot, your leg with the same hand and step it, creating this perfect spot, perfect alignment for the high lunge. We're lifting up and we're already here, yeah? Few more transitions. So when we're here, let's say in a warrior one, so the foot 45 degrees, hips are squared to the front, hands are here or here. This is already what happened after downward dog. How do we transition into warrior two? So easy. Back foot 90 degrees, hips open to the side. Keep the alignment the same, so don't let your knee go inward. Press it to that opposite direction. And then when the hips open to the side, your upper body also open to the side. We finishing with this grace movement of our hands, shoulders away. We're here, keeping the gaze on our middle finger. Warrior two, right? Then we can go to the reverse warrior. So first we go into the front, flipping the hand, and then sliding our left hand as far as you can, and having the stretch here on the right side. If the right leg is in front, you can choose to keep the gaze down or up, whatever feels comfortable, right? And then what we're gonna do, we're gonna bend our elbows, same position here, pressing your elbow into your knee, finding that comfortable position, and only then we're gonna lift the hand up, creating one line here. First, keep the gaze straight, and then when you feel stabilized, lift the gaze up to the fingers and stay here. Nice. Then, coming back in a warrior two. And now I want to give explanation of the last transition. So now my step is so big, maybe make it slightly shorter, because warrior two, I really go deeper and wider. So let's say you were in a warrior one here, and placing our hands on our hips. Now the most important thing is your base, so your feet firmly grounded, trying to grab the mat. So your hands here, lifting the back leg, the back foot, sorry. Now you're staying on the toes. Lift yourself slightly up, micro bend the front leg, so to keep the stability and it's easier to balance. And what we're gonna do first, we're gonna start sliding. So a little bit of help here, assistant. Yeah, we're still touching with the toes. And then start lifting the back leg. You can flex the foot. And here, square the hips. And we are ready in a warrior three. And again, from warrior three, we're stepping back. Let's say in a warrior two, foot 90 degrees. We are here. Go to reverse warrior and then to the side angle. Many transitions can happen here. I showed you some tips on these four. Let's have a flow right now, so it will be less instructions, but I will still name the poses. I want you to concentrate on the way you feel, on the way your body moves. Let's have a sip of water and let's dive into it. Let's come to the top of the mat. Big toes together, heels apart, tailbone in, shoulders back. Inhale, hands up, look up. Exhale, bend the knees, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up, keep the knees bent. Exhale, engage the core, step into the plank. Knees down, elbows close. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, pushing in a downward dog. 3 breaths here. So bend the knees here, elongate your spine. 2, inhale. Exhale. 3, inhale. Exhale. Lowering the knees down. Right foot step between, raising the hand. And now we're coming into our warrior one. Back foot 45 degrees, staying here. For 3, look up. 2, 1, opening to the warrior 2. Keep the gaze on the middle finger. 3 breaths here. 1, inhale. Exhale. 2, inhale. Exhale. 3, inhale. Exhale, going to the front, flip the hand, sliding back, reverse warrior. 3 breaths here. 1, inhale. And exhale. 2, inhale. Exhale. 3, inhale. And exhale, going into the side angle. Inhale, stabilize. Exhale, lowering down. Stay here. For 3, 2, 1, coming back into warrior 2, then into warrior 1, adjusting the position, and then hands in front of you. Make the step shorter if needed, and lift the toe, going into warrior 3. And we're staying here for 3, 2, 1, stepping back into warrior 2, and going back, stepping into the plank, knees to the floor, reach chest chin, inhale cobra, exhale downward dog. Right away stepping into the right away, going on the left side, knees down, lift the hand up, and rising into warrior 1. 3 breaths here. 1, inhale, exhale, 2, inhale, and exhale, 3, inhale, and exhale, opening into warrior 2. Make the step bigger, staying here for 3 breaths. 1, inhale, and exhale, 2, inhale, and exhale, 3, inhale, exhale, going to the front, flip, and reverse warrior. 3 breaths here. For 3, walk your hand slightly lower. 2, 1, side angle. 3 breaths here. Getting lower. Try to open the chest slightly to the side. Rotate the chest. 2, 1. Stay strong. Going into warrior 2. Then making the step shorter. You can move slightly back. Warrior 1. And then exhale. Hands in front of your heart. Transitioning into warrior 3. Slide, slide, slide. And lift the legs slowly. Square the hips. For 3, 2, 1. Again, stepping back in a warrior 2. Hands in line. And then roll the hands, stepping into the plank. Now let's do the full chaturanga. Close the elbows. Inhale up. Exhale. Downward dog. 1 step to the front, staying here for 3, 2, 1. Now lift the heels and step between the palms. Halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Keep the knees straight. Rising up, hands up. Exhale. Staying here, Namaste. 1 more round where we're gonna do the full chaturanga with the jump. Inhale, exhale. Inhale up, exhale, jump into chaturanga. Inhale up, exhale, downward dog. Now, right away, lift, engage the core, and step into warrior 1, warrior 2. Then we're going into reverse warrior. Then we're going into side angle, back to warrior 2, warrior 1, adjust the position, and then transitioning into warrior 3. Yeah, it's pretty fast flow now. So you make it slow, make it more about the strength or about the movement. Then again, back, warrior 2, and going into Vinyasa flow. Full chaturanga. Inhale, exhale. Same on the left side, last circle. Step, warrior 1, rising, warrior 2. Then going into reverse warrior, side angle. Well done. Back to warrior 2, Now warrior one, squaring the hips and then sliding the leg. Warrior three. For 3, 2, 1. Back into warrior two and back into the plank, chaturanga. Inhale up, exhale downward dog. Have a rest and breath here. For 3, 2, 1. Bend the knees, come to the tabletop position, sit on your heels. We're closing here, so you can use this flow as a main sequence or a really good warm-up if you want to do later some stretch or some deeper poses, stay for longer. This is a perfect warm-up for your body. Yeah, I'm already like pretty tired, but I know it's not tired that I cannot do anything. It's a good warm-up for the body, for the heart rate, and the energy is flowing and it's a good boost. So sit on your heels. If it's uncomfortable, use the block under your glutes, so lift yourself up, so to protect your knees. So we will inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Let's start it. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Keep on going. A few more like this. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Last one. Inhale. Hold here for 3, 2, 1. Exhale very slowly. Now place your hands in front of your heart. Keep your eyes closed. Thank yourself for learning something new, for dedicating this time to become better, smarter, for diving deeper into something you are passionate about and becoming a better version of yourself each day. Bow down to your mat. Namaste. Thank you guys for being here today with me. I hope you enjoyed this pretty intense but short series of explanation of the main transitions that we usually see during the flows. And of course, there are many more, but time is limited and we have to choose a specific one. Let me know in the comments which transitions you'd like to learn more about, and we can have it in the upcoming videos. Have a wonderful day ahead and see you in the next video. Bye bye.